So the big thing here is when you're doing anything to set the dog up for success. So um, if he can't, so I'm going to give him a couple seconds to think about moving away. If he can't do it, what I will do is stand up. Good.
Getting away from you.
Good boy. Just don't make a big fuss about it. Okay. So the trick here is it's definitely don't feed him next to you. Feed him as far away as possible. Stuck in the finger. What you're doing is building reinforcements on the upper. And so he starts to get concept. What you're doing is just increasing a little bit of duration. You don't want to be predictable in your payment schedule because then trying to stretch duration out gets very, very difficult because the dog says, I anticipate that you're supposed to pay me now and you haven't. So as soon as your finger dip into the bowl, they need to go directly to the dog. But don't park your fingers in the bowl between runs. So I'm going to give him about 5 seconds to figure this out. If he doesn't back out, thank you. So stand up. What I want to make sure I don't build is nudge on the ball, back up. Yeah, because you can chain up a behavior pretty quickly. But he's on the floor trying to.
Yeah, this is interesting that he actually left you and went to check other stuff.
Looking for we'll call it low-hanging fruit. Things it's easier to get access to. Thank you. So feeding him away from you is super important. The other thing too is he's not at this stage where I can have my hand, and my hand's just protecting the bowl right now. So I have to make sure he can't get access. Let's see if we can back himself up a little bit more. Thank you. So we can't back up. So see how what I'm gonna make it really clear to him, if you dive to the bowl when I'm reaching in,
You get covered up.
it gets covered up. So I want him to recognize the signal that says yes, I'm gonna get paid. Next job. He's not terribly relaxed right now. He's calmer than obviously he could be, but he's not terribly relaxed. He's pretty intense at home. But he is starting to settle down a little bit. Part of the reason it tells me that he's still pretty intense. He can't take his eyes off the ball. So you're gonna get a little vocalization, pushing the time out a little bit. So you probably can't see it from there, but his eyes are getting a little bit softer. They're not quite so the eye rims are not so tight on the eyeball. They're a little bit more relaxed looking. Thank you.
He's looking around now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just looking at these subtle little shifts in, his processing. And it's just, I mean, you can do this while you're watching TV with him.
His whole body shift is different. It's, facing forward, not facing the ball.
Yeah, but he's not, he's thinking about lying down. Again, the thing is he's trying to figure out what else works. Maybe if I go over there, maybe that will work. And this is him problem solving. Is there another way to do this? Is there an easier way to do it? What I don't want to do is do the flying saucer, where I pick the bowl up and start moving it away from him. That's just going to make it exciting to chase. So I want to keep things settled and calm with the bowl being stationary and me protecting it as necessary. You see there's a single focus on it. Snips of things. Good job. And it heads a little bit further away.
He's more facing where he gets fed.
Yeah.
Than facing you.
Yeah. And that's why it's important to keep in mind, partly is what is the dog doing? More importantly, what does the dog get paid for that last behavior? Okay, just sort of sourcing my pants. There's a lot of interesting smells on it. But you see how he's relaxing down?
Yeah.
So we're not staring at the ball so much anymore. We're now able to actually do some other behaviors. It doesn't mean that, he's perfect and ready to go from here. But he's able to consider other options as opposed to the ball is the most important thing on the planet. So he's also starting to be a little less impulsive in that my hand is not completely covering the ball anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's just sitting off to the edge.
And he's not trying to move too fast when you get out there with your hand with food.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
going more
Yeah, you see how much
slower,
smooth
easier.
his actions are. I mean, he can certainly shift very quickly. But the goal here is just to teach him that, he can just sort of chill and watch the world go by. And you saw him start to go in, he stopped himself.
Mhm.
And he's thinking like, what? Also, another factor too is he's actually now starting to open his mouth. He had a very closed mouth.
Right, he's more
First.
relaxed.
Yeah, so the mouth of his jaw's starting to open. He's a little bit more relaxed. But you can see how much more you're getting a lot more behaviors now. He's more fluid. He's kind of moving around. He's looking around, checking different things out. So he's not rigidly stuck.
Yeah, his face looks much more relaxed.
Exactly.
With a twofer.
And this is why it's so important that you pay him away from the source. Because if I pay him next to the source, I'm not going to build any space. So I'll show you how you can sort of up the game a little bit. What I'm going to do is actually toss a piece off the couch to send him off. And then the question is, can you keep your head back together when you come back? So this is a little bit of a push on it. Get them down here. Nice job. So you're down there. You're over there. Over there. And you're maintaining space. You're not, I don't really care if I want to do space on the floor. You do space on the floor. I don't have to do space right next to me. But I'm looking for him to, problem solve and think, how can I make this work? So even if I, jumped off the couch to get a cookie, when I come back, can I sort of put my brain back together?
He didn't leap right back, which is surprising.
Yeah. Nice job.
But he didn't, look, he's much further away from you.
That's why you pay at a distance. Because I'm building an effective reinforcement zone out there.
Fantastic.
So, this is really easy to do when you're sitting watching TV. So you build the concept for the dog. We can do this. We can be companionable. We can hang out together. Yeah, you can get some snacks.
Amazing.
So it's just building this in quiet little pieces so that the dog can be successful figuring it out. Good job. Also, I'm not talking to him very much. I'm also not making a lot of eye contact.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep things. I am watching him very closely what he's doing. I'm watching around the corner of my eye there. But because I'm not making eye contact, I'm not revving him up that way because they learn very quickly that eye contact with people predicts something's going to happen. The other thing that makes it work too is not only reinforcing at a distance, but keeping your actions very smooth and very relaxed, and your voice low key. So even though it's exciting what he's doing, don't start sounding like you just won the megabucks ticket, because what you're doing there is revving up his arousal state. And the question is, does he have the ability to this is helping him learn some modulation of his emotional state.
He's about to lie down.
Yeah. So you can see him just chilling out and, being much more comfortable with he's leaning against, rather than propping himself straight up and down, he's really leaning against the pillows now. Then I'll prop myself up this time. You just sort of move back and forth with stuff. So I'm just gonna, good job, buddies. I'm gonna give him 2 and an end on that. Good job, Bingley. Well done.